Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Episode 47 of Spreading the News, June 26th here, Monday, June 26th. I am your host, Chase Carucci. Danny is also here with me today. Danny, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man. I'm excited. I'm happy today. I didn't think we would be having a happy episode after the shitty one we had last week, but we got one today, or at least we should have one. I mean, we do have some bad news, but overall, positive with how they played this week.
We got some more good news, Danny.
What is that?
Brian is back.
Oh, didn't see him there.
What's going on, Brian?
Nothing, guys. Excited to be back, of course. Excited to talk some Yanks. We had a good week, and I've been down, but I can't deny that the boys played well this week. I'm excited to talk about it.
And I'm glad Brian's here because I got a little bone to pick with him. We'll see when in the episode that comes up. But
Oh boy, I wonder what that'll be.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it's been a good week. I'm excited to talk about it. We could just jump right into our Yankee of the Weeks if you guys want to start off with that really quick. If anyone wants to take the floor here.
Brian, you go first since you've been
All right,
listening
good.
for a while.
I get the first pick, huh?
Yeah, babe.
So in that case, I wasn't expecting to have the first pick. So in that case,
You better not take my guy.
I mean, I'm taking Jake Bowers.
Ooh,
Was that not who you guys
it's
were
not
gonna
my
take?
guy.
Oh, really?
But he could have been the guy. He could have been the guy.
Someone very similar to Jake Bowers could
Yeah,
be.
well, I was either gonna
Uh-oh.
go Bowers or McKinney,
Uh-oh.
but I'll take
Not
Bowers.
mine.
I'll take Bowers, and it looks like we have another fake stat alert because apparently Bowers is only hitting 167 in the last 7, so maybe this is a terrible pick. But I personally feel like he's been one of our best hitters at the plate. And he also had that he threw the guy out the other day. That was a huge in the 1-0 win that changed the whole game. I honestly think he's been like a good asset for us, although his numbers don't say. And I think he's helped us a lot. A guy that we didn't expect to help us a lot has actually been pretty good, filling in for our outfield holes.
Yeah, I mean, nothing. He hits the ball hard is what I've noticed too. He does hit the ball very hard. Like yesterday, he hit the ball right at the second baseman very hard. Rizzo ended up getting doubled up. But yeah, I definitely do think that he has been a good asset. I like him and Billy McKinney as our guys. I think we got to get rid of Willie Calhoun whenever we can, and then I
Huge
think we
Jake
keep
Bowers
those two for the
point.
long haul.
Hold on, huge Jake Bowers point that I just found out. His full name is Jacob with a K. Did not know that.
Really?
That's his real name.
Wow. We know a Jacob with a K.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah. Anyways.
He's what?
What?
All right.
Yeah, I love the Jake Bowers pick. I think Jake Bowers, everyone's been saying the Yankees are going to have to go out and acquire an outfielder. I think Jake Bowers could be that guy for them. I don't want them to stand pat. I obviously want them to acquire someone else. Like I don't know if you guys saw like on Twitter. What are you rolling your eyes at over there?
I got a bone to pick with you too. But all right,
okay.
keep going.
Fine. But I was seeing on Twitter this morning, a lot of people were talking about McCutchen because I think one of the reporters, MLB reporters, like suggested that the Pirates might sell him off at the deadline. So maybe a McCutchen reunion would be cool. I don't think that's probably a likely avenue the Yankees will take, but I think I could see them standing pat with Bowers, and I think he's kind of earned that job as long as he keeps performing. So yeah, Bowers is a good pick. I think we're all pretty big Bowers fans here. So
Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked by his numbers. Is that just me? Like, I feel like they're better than what they're showing. I guess he's been getting a lot of big hits.
Like Danny said, he hits the ball really hard, and his production like doesn't equal what like the batting average says. And I don't know what his specific on base percentage and stuff is, but
in a lot of the tight games that they win by like 1 run, like he gets a big hit at least. That's what it seems to me. Maybe that's why. But I think he's been. I think he's been good.
Yeah, I mean,
he's been solid for his role. Like he's got a 773 OPS. Like that's pretty solid. So
yeah,
you can't ask for much more when they're going through.
He was in the minors. Like he was passed around for a bunch of teams in the minors. Like it's a good find by the analytics office somehow.
Yeah, and I think like who Bowers and who might be Chase's player of the week, who I think is probably going to be, they could fill that outfield spot that we said we might trade for. I think third base is now the bigger issue than outfield. Like once we do get Judge back, if we ever get Judge back, we got news on him. But I think they could fill in that outfield spot. If they keep hitting like this, obviously they got to keep showing it for the next month or so. when the deadline comes up. But if they keep playing like this, then they could be that outfielder. We could kind of look in another direction, like third base or an infielder, kind of to get Donaldson out of here if we're not going to give Peraza a shot, like we talked about last week, Chase. But Chase, I mean, you saying that you want us to go out and get someone at the deadline. Where's that coming from? Because yesterday, in about the 6th inning, when the Yankees were losing that game before we won, you said you wanted them to sell at the deadline.
Well, you took what I was saying wrong.
No, you said
Yes,
you
you
wanted to sell
did.
and
You
get
did.
prospects back.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But you took it out of context, and I tried to clear that up, but I guess you're still taking it out of context.
It's not
Trying to
out of
make you look
context. You
bad,
said you
man.
wanted to trade some of our best guys like Torres, Sevy for prospects.
That's not what I said.
I could go back and read it, man. That's what you said.
Go back and read it.
I will.
Pull it up.
All right. Well, let's talk more.
Okay. Well, I guess I will pull up my Yankee of the week before I guess Danny pulls his up. And mine, like you guys already guessed, Bill McKinney, Billy the Kid.
So good.
Gotta go with Bill. Career journeyman, came up with the Yanks, and I think was it 18? He came up and dove into the wall, hit his head, and never played a game for the Yanks again. Here he is back a couple years later, and he has become a mainstay, someone that you want in the lineup every single day. And his numbers are now opposite of Jake Bauers, where Brian, you said you were kind of shocked that his numbers were a little lower than you expected. Well, I think you'll be shocked to hear that Billy McKinney's numbers are a little higher than you expected.
I'm looking at him right now. They're good.
Yeah, because of how good he's been. So let's see. On the year, he's hitting 302 with the 950 OPS and 4 home runs to go along with that. So like that in itself is extremely elite for the Yankees. And over his last 7 games, 318 average with a 727 slug and a 348 on base percentage. So like, and he's been good in the field. So like, he's just like an all around, he's been an all around really good pickup for us, a good find. I don't know where I forget. Did they acquire him this year? Didn't they trade for
he was with
him?
the Mets last, I think.
Yeah, he was, but didn't they trade back for him from somewhere this year?
Oh, there's got to be a way to see his transactions or something. Yeah, here we go. The Yankees.
He signed with us as a free agent in
in December.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Crazy.
so
Like
random.
him and Bowers have actually been the only bright spots offensively over the last couple of weeks. Like,
it's hard to believe, isn't it?
if you would have told us that going into the year, we'd probably be a little worried.
But I love it though. I love Billy the Kid. Billy's an extra base hit machine. He plays with heart. And like he's like 2 out of like 7 other guys who just don't, or 2 out of 7 other guys who show up every day when the other 7 feel like they don't come to work every day. But anyways, that's my Yankee of the week.
He's been awesome. He's hyped too. He got our 1 run in that 1-0 victory with an absolute bomb. He is sick. He's provided a spark for us. I love it, and I want him to keep playing. I want him to be our starting left fielder, like for the long haul, if we can. If he could keep playing like this, that would be awesome. If we could get a guy that's hitting 302 with a 950 OPS in our lineup, like these guys that Cashman just finds back and they come back and they're good. I mean, I might give Cashman some credit in this episode later, even more, but I mean, got to give him credit for finding some of these guys that have seemingly lost their touch and seemingly out of the league come in and they've made a big splash for us so far.
It's shocking. It really is shocking. Makes you kind of think about a potential other guy that they could bring up. Maybe he'll have some success. Steve L'Oreal.
Absolutely not.
Could see Steve in the majors pretty soon. I mean, dude, he's still raking down there. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with him.
He's done that he's been a great AAA player his whole career.
That is true. That's a really good point. But yeah, Billy the Kid hopefully, I mean, like he could be their potential acquisition that they might talk about if not Bowers. So like but like the thing is, you got to expect regression towards the mean a little bit. Like he's not gonna hit 300 on the year with a 950 OPS. So
his career big league average is 213. So like, yeah, we got to expect some regression at some point.
Right. So you just got to hope like it's not too much of a regression to the point where it's like he can't play anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to go into Danny's Yankee of the week. I want to trying to think of a guess here, but
I
no
got a
one's really
guess.
coming to mind.
What's your guess, Brian?
IKF.
No.
Wait, wait,
Clark.
wait, 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 wait. Can I guess?
It's
Yeah.
Clark.
Is it Tommy Kahnle?
Look, man. If I could, I would give the whole goddamn pitching staff my Yankee of the week. I think I've done that before for the bullpen. I have done that. But I kind of want to talk about them on their own later in the episode and not just give them a Yankee of the week, like a slap, whatever. My Yankee of the week is actually going to be a hitter, another hitter. And that guy is going to be Harrison Bader yet again. I think I used him a couple of weeks ago. This man, I know, Chase, that you don't want to give him an extension. This man, this team just has such a different feel when he's on the field. We were going through it. We were losing a lot of games. He comes back on Tuesday, and now we win 2 series in a row. I don't think that's any coincidence because his energy that he brings to the squad is unmatched. I love it. I have kind of changed my, yes, he's gets hurt a lot, but I would love this guy back on our team for the future. I mean, he is just such a presence in the field, at the plate. I love it so much. Comes back his first game. He gets on with a single the other way, and then immediately steals second base. Like, we don't have many of those guys. As much as Gleyber wants to be that guy on the bases, he isn't. God, he pisses me off. But this is happy about Harrison Bader. In his last 7 games, he's at 273. Since he came back, 273. 2 RBI. He had that huge 2-run double yesterday to give us the lead in the 8th, the bottom of the 8th. Huge. And I love his energy on the field. I love it. And I love him. He's one of my favorite players on the team. And I think this team is going to be a lot better with him. He is a big difference maker on this team, as much as you want to say he's not, because obviously he's not Judge, but he is a big piece to this team that we definitely missed when he was out.
Look, let me jump right in here. I totally agree with everything you said, Danny. I think he's obviously a huge piece for us. I was wrong with him. I would say earlier in the year, like if you think back to one of our earlier episodes in the year, I was saying like Bader wouldn't be that much of an upgrade for us when he comes back, but he has been. So I'll give you that. But I don't think it's a crazy take for me to say that I don't want them to extend him.
It's not.
So like I don't know why you prefaced it that way, but
it's not. I didn't preface it in a crazy take. I just said I disagree with that take.
That's fine. I think I just need Bader to prove that he can stay healthy, because when he's been healthy for us, he's been fantastic. So
and he loves it here. Just another thing, he loves New York. He'll probably take a pay cut to come back. I don't think he's going to be overly expensive. I mean, he knows that he gets hurt. He wants to be here. He's going to make a good amount of money regardless. And I think he's a better option to bring back than Benintendi. Like, I'd rather have Bader than Benintendi on our team.
Oh, well, now, obviously now you would, yeah.
But everybody kind of was pushing the Yankees to go out and re-sign Benintendi. I mean, thank God they didn't. He's trash. But I think Harrison Bader is a way better asset than Andrew Benintendi is. I love Bader, and I would.
It's just the problem is just health. Like, that's his only issue. He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So like if he can prove the rest of the year that he can stay on the field, I'm not opposed to.
And then if he does it again in the playoffs too, then
yeah, I'm not opposed to like a maybe 2-year deal or like a 3-year deal. So
2 to 3 year deal with an option at the end.
Yeah, team option, not player option.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. Bader's a bundle of energy. Brian, what do you think about Bader?
I kind of agree with both of you. I love him. Like, I really do love him when he's on the field. It's just, that's the whole thing. Like Chase is saying, it's kind of a gamble with his health all the time. So that's why I wouldn't be opposed to like a shorter extension. I don't want to get locked into like a longer term deal. I don't want to give him a lot of money because, again, he's not a guy that you can count on for 150 games. But yeah, he does bring something to this team that they're missing when he's out. And that's the whole thing. It's like, how much is a guy like that worth? When he plays, he helps a lot, but he doesn't play often. You could say the same thing about Stanton, who's sucked since he's been back.
My Lord.
I mean,
he's actually been miserable. I think he was my Yankee of the week 2 weeks ago when he first came back. And I was like, yeah, like they're going to need him. Like he's going to be a big force for the lineup. He's been absolutely miserable. He probably has like 2 hits since I said that. Like, right? Like, Danny, how many hits does he have since that episode? Like 2 or 3 hits, maybe?
Yeah, not many. He's hitting a nice 191 so far.
Yeah. So, man, you're quick with that. But yeah,
0.83 in his last 7, 0.98 in his last 15.
I think he'll find it. He just looks like lost right now, where he's flailing at pitches, and we know what that looks like. But once he finds it, he finds it.
It's just concerning though, because like that tweet that Christian sent us in the group chat, where like his numbers from last year are very similar to how they've been this year. So it's just like this is a very large sample size now, but like again, like he's always battling injury and like it's always very hard for him to kind of when he does get hot, he gets hurt. And then it's just like the cycle just resets. So I don't know. You just gotta hope for the best with him because there's nothing you can really do with him. It's not like you could take him out of the lineup or trade him or anything. So
This is kind of crazy. His last 24 at bats, he struck out in half of them. 12. It feels like more than that, but that's still really bad. He has 2 hits in his last 24 at bats. His last 51 at bats, he's got 20 strikeouts, 5 hits.
wow.
Not
That's
good.
wow, that's really bad.
And we're gonna need him to be good if we want a chance at winning. We're gonna need him to turn it around. We're gonna need Rizzo to turn it around. We're gonna need all these guys to turn it around.
Yeah. But speaking of like these guys not turning it around, it's because they haven't filled the void with big Aaron Judge. Danny, why don't you give us the latest on what we got on Aaron Judge?
We got miserable news.
So, not great news on the Aaron Judge front. They said Aaron Judge came out and said that and revealed that he had a torn ligament in his toe. And he says he has no idea when he's going to be back. He said he thinks he could be back, but he doesn't know. That is very, very annoying. Even Boone said he can't guarantee that he's going to be back this season. That's really, really sucks because you know how they're always trying to be optimistic. Like, yeah, he'll be back, 100% be back. Every team is going to try to be optimistic. Like, yeah, he'll definitely be back. But the fact that not even he could say that confidently that he's going to be back is really, really, really frustrating. And I saw if you guys saw the quote from like that other doctor, I don't know the doctor's name, but not a
Brian
doctor that's
Hoke,
treating Judge, not a doctor that Brian Hoke tweeted it, not a doctor that's treating Judge, but he said for this injury, you're looking at like 2 months after that injury. So they said Judge could start doing baseball activities. He said optimistically Judge could start doing baseball activities around like August 5th, which would be about 2 months after the injury. And then let's say they want to slow him back, starting baseball activities in early August. He's not going to be back till mid to late, even September. So not good news with Judge. We're going to have to, I don't know what we're going to have to do. I mean, if we're going to have to pitch. Obviously, we're going to have to pitch. We're getting Rodon back, which is going to be fucking huge for us. It's going to be huge as much as Brian likes to joke around when I give Rodon updates. He great, whatever. Like it doesn't mean anything, but it is because, again, when the offense can't score, you got to keep the other team from scoring as much as you can. So getting Rodon back, he's looked really good in his starts. That's going to be really big for this team. And, again, hopefully these guys can start to turn around. The guys that we need to rely on can turn it around. Hopefully Torres gets freaking head on his shoulders, maybe a brain, if someone can lend him that. But, yeah, it's going to be a tough summer. It's going to be a very tough summer, and expect to be scratching at a playoff spot come September.
I would be personally shocked if Judge comes back before September. And if they're out of the playoff race, they're obviously going to hold him out the rest of the year and he's just going to get the surgery that he needs. So I would be shocked if Judge comes back, assuming they're not fighting for a playoff spot. So
surgery.
Best case scenario for this team is getting swept in the wild card round, honestly.
What?
Why would that be best case scenario?
that's their ceiling this year.
Well, the wild card round.
That's their ceiling. Getting swept in the wild card round is their ceiling.
Well, if we do I still think we're gonna make playoffs. If we get into that wild card game, I trust our pitching staff to go win us that
series, though, right? It's 3 games.
Yeah.
If we get into the wild card series, what I meant, I trust our pitching staff to go win that series. I mean, we got Cole, Rodon. It shouldn't go more than 2 for us. But
we'll see about that.
And
it also depends.
I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna be on the optimistic side about Judge because we need him badly. So I'm gonna still say, please be back in August, man. Last week we were saying, Chase, if you remember last week, we were saying like right after the All-Star break, hopefully.
Oh yeah, that's long gone now. That's gone.
That's very, very long gone. But hey, if we could play like we did this week, then we could keep that going, keep pitching like that, and just score enough runs with our pitching staff as good as it is. Again, what I wanted to say about Cashman, and it showed this week. Props to him, man. He built the best bullpen in baseball out of nowhere. I mean, these guys that are in this bullpen, you would have never expected to be part of the MLB best ERA bullpen.
You got to give Matt Blake some credit for that too.
And obviously, yes, Matt Blake and the whole pitching farm they have, pitching whatever you call it.
I think a lot of it is Blake.
It is, but I mean, Cashman is getting these guys with the skill sets to fit the pitching molds that Matt Blake likes to have, and it's awesome watching them pitch. I love when we get to our bullpen. Michael King had a good outing, but he has been struggling. Hopefully he can turn around. But everyone else, It's been awesome, and I love watching the bullpen. I love when we get to our bullpen after our starters, who have been great, except for Herman. Our
The
starters.
only thing that worries me, we still don't have like a set closer, but I agree with you.
Clay Holmes has been that. I mean, Clay Holmes has been the best.
We've kind of always said that though. Like Boone or not Boone. Cashman is just like randomly really, really good at like finding very good relievers and
And
guys.
even if you look at McKinney and Bowers, all the under the radar guys actually end up working out. It's like the Stantons and like those big moves that don't always go in our favor. You know, it's the no moves and the big moves don't really work. Like those little moves, I think they do.
Well, he makes a lot of little moves though, so it's like at some point, like think back to Kendrys Morales. Like that's a little move that worked out for 3 games. So
Edwin Encarnacion was a big part of our 2019 team.
yeah, dude. I saw a lineup the other day from that team in 2018. I think he was hitting cleanup and they had Stanton hitting 5th, which is crazy to think about because of that's just how good of a pickup Encarnacion was that year. He was sick that year, but they're gonna need
2019, right? 2019 because they made.
Oh, was it 19? You're right. It was 19. Yeah, because that was the year they went to Houston, and then he did nothing against Houston in the.
Yeah, that was our
Yes.
year. I think back to that was our year. That team was so goddamn good, man. That 2019 Yankee team was so good, and even Judge had a good playoff year that year.
But going back to what you were saying about the bullpen, Danny, like you're right. Like their bullpen is arguably the best in baseball right now. They have the lowest ERA in baseball, and they have the lowest WHIP in baseball as well. And Cashman's always been really good at finding these random relievers like the Slambino, Wandy Peralta, Jimmy Cordero has been really good. Ron too, like Ron's been shaky
Albert.
at times, but I wouldn't say Al. I wouldn't say Al, but
Why? Al's been really good this year.
Al is so bad, dude. He's so
What do
bad.
you mean?
He's so bad.
Al has had some really good outings for us.
He's had good moments, but like he's not like a good reliever.
He's got a 3.09 ERA for us.
I'm knocking on wood right now, but Ron hasn't allowed a run in his last 7 outings.
Yeah,
really?
We like to shit on Al because of what he used to be, but he's got a 3.09 for us, and he was huge in that Mets game. He's had some big moments for us.
IKF is another weapon out of the pen when you need.
That is true. IKF's just a do it all, isn't he? He does
it all, man.
It's funny if you could time travel and have me from last year saying on here that I love him, myself from the past would probably freak out.
Yeah, slap yourself in the face.
But he's fire.
Yeah, I mean, it took us, putting him in a role that he doesn't have to be the starting shortstop. I mean, I don't know. I like him in this role. He's better than Cabrera, who is supposed to be in this utility role, and IKF has flourished, if you will.
You just put a glove out in left field. He's better than Oswaldo. He'll probably walk at least at the plate. Put a glove in the lefty batter's box.
I'm like a little worried that they're gonna get rid of IKF when who is it's gonna be held? I guess not Judge, right? I guess maybe not. Now that we got the Judge news, maybe not.
I think Calhoun will be the odd man out because he can't play the field. He's not that good. When Judge gets back,
okay though. Like Calhoun's been like okay at the plate.
Yeah, but I'd rather Bowers and McKinney. I don't think they're going to keep all 3 of those guys.
You said you'd rather Bowers than McKinney?
And McKinney. Bowers
and McKinney.
Get rid of Calhoun.
It's going to be weird, man. It's going to be a weird year without Judge. We're still so early. Like it's not even July yet.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern is trying to get through the whole summer watching the Judgeless Yankees
pathetic
to win baseball games.
I was saying
I'm pitching, man.
Like right after Judge injured his toe, like I was saying, like I can't go to a game without Judge. Like I gotta wait till he gets back. Like what am I gonna do? I'm gonna miss a game. I'm not gonna go to a game this summer. So like what am I gonna do?
Yeah, wait. What the hell? Are we not gonna go to a game? We're not.
We're gonna have to.
I kind of agree with Chase. I don't really want to spend my money to watch them without him.
Yeah.
I don't really have much interest in going without Judge, especially while they're scoring like 3 runs a game.
Yeah, like if I was gifted tickets, I would go, but I'm not like gonna go out of my way.
I'll pay that money to watch our bullpen work, man. I'll pay that money. I'll go there and see a 2-1 game.
Danny's gonna spend $250
in the 9th.
Danny's gonna spend $250 to go see Nick Ramirez come in.
Yeah.
I will say Tommy Kahnle has been
awesome.
Just incredible to watch.
Awesome.
Watching him come back and like I think it was Jimmy Randazzo tweeted this morning, like the fact that Tommy Kahnle was offered more money to go to Boston and then he came to New York and like coming back to the Yankees instead it's just awesome. Like watching him just
Yeah.
pitch is,
He's a clown. We know he just loves the Yankee vibe. And I got a good terrible MLB.com nickname for Canely. If you guys want to hear.
what is it?
King Kane.
King Kane?
Kane Lee.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
got
bad.
Baiters on MLB.com is Tots.
Tots?
TOTS. Have you guys ever heard that?
No,
Where are they coming up with these?
I have not heard Tots before.
I don't know. Actually, the Big Fundy, though, if you remember, I actually saw a picture of DJ wearing a Big Fundy jersey back when they did that nickname series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But he's the machine, though. Like everyone knows him as the
Yeah.
machine. Not
Yeah,
anymore,
Harrison
though. Now
Bader's
he's just like a
nickname is
broken
Tots.
down. Now he's just like a broken down, like dusty old robot from like the '90s that no one cares about.
All right. Anyway, coming into this week, we were nervous going into the Seattle series, Chase, with that pitching staff. We were like, how the hell are we going to hit? Well, we went in, took 2 out of 3. Texas comes to town. First game, Schmidt has been absolutely amazing. He's been awesome. The Yankees held the Rangers to 1 run after 7. We still lost in extras 4-2. We come out, win the next game 1-0 because our pitching is awesome. Win the next game 5-3 because our pitching is awesome. Cole only went 4 2/3, and we still got the job done. I mean, he went 4 2/3, let up those 3 runs, and the bullpen comes in and shuts it down as they always do. Now, Brian, here's my bone to pick with you and a lot of Yankee fans out there. Come on, guys, root for the goddamn team. We don't got to be so negative all the time. Like
I root for them every night.
That's just not true.
That's Danny.
Yeah,
There's
yesterday, Brian, yesterday when we were texting back and forth, I said I was trying to get hype for the Rangers, and you go, I'll be happy in the World Series. I don't care about a series in June against the Rangers. I won't be hype about a series in June.
I stick by that statement.
Dude, don't watch the game. Then you're not a fan. Don't watch the game. Part of being a fan is going through the ups and downs of the season, rooting for them through the season. These games matter right now against the Rangers, one of the best teams in the league. We just won a huge series against them, and you say, oh, I don't care. I'm not going to be hype over a series in June. What? Then don't watch the games. Please do everybody a favor and don't watch the goddamn games. That's like a loser mentality, and it's like the first inning. The first inning, a run is scored in the first inning. You go, oh, that's it. That's the ball game. And so many people on Twitter do that too. Like, dude, it's such a loser mentality. Like, watch the goddamn game, root for your team, be a fan. Like, dude, we should be getting hype over these games, whether it's June, whether it's April, September, October. Like, we should be hype watching these games. So please do us all a favor. If you're one of those fans that don't care about a series in June, do us a favor and don't watch. All right, just don't watch the goddamn games.
Wow.
Don't.
That was bold.
I have 2 things to say to that. One, half of that shit is joking. Like I remember, I think a month ago, I was like, the Yankees have to rebuild so they could have a chance in 2027.
I know
You took that so to heart. Half that stuff is just joking to like get a rise out of you. Which
yesterday you were not joking about this.
And the second thing, is that, I just like. There are years where I feel like they have a shot to win the World Series, and there are years that I don't. And this year's one of the years where I don't. So of course I still watch them every day, and I still support the team, and I want them to win. But I don't see a World Series at the end of this tunnel. So that's why it's hard to really get excited about a series. Especially if Judge was playing, it'd be a different story. But I know this team is not capable of doing big things.
I mean, with Judge, we saw how good the team could be with Judge, and I mean, we're winning games. Like these are big series to win right now with Judge out. Yeah, we could have swept this series. We didn't, but still, beating the Texas Rangers in a series is big for us. It's a really big, and we should be hype and that bottom of the 8th comeback victory. Like we should be hype over that. Doesn't matter if it's June. It doesn't make any sense. Like all these games matter. All these games matter, and root for them in every game. And it seems like I'm the only one rooting for them sometimes in our friend group chat. It seems like I'm the only one. And on Twitter, a Yankee fan Earl said it, and I agree with him. Like, there's a lot of people, even on Twitter, a lot of Yankee fans. Like, this is why Yankee fans get a bad rap. Like, these guys, they're just not. I just think for that without Judge.
I just think there's a big misconception. Like, there's 2 types of fans. It's like there's the optimist and there's the pessimist, or 3 types of fans, I should say, and the realist. Danny, like honestly, like you fall on the optimist side.
I'm a realist. Nope. You deserve no. This team, Chase, we badmouthed them for an hour last week, right?
If you're an optimist,
criticize when they deserve to be criticized. But if we win a game like this, then you be hype. You don't go, you don't win a game like this and go, oh wow, Stanton got a hit today. Wow, that's crazy. Like, oh,
that's Christian. That's Christian. That's different. Christian is the 4th type of fan.
It's realist. Like realist, yes. like a realistic fan, yes, you shit on them for the hard times, which the Yankees have deserved that over the past whatever weeks. We had a great week of Yankees baseball, so we should look back at this week and say it was a good week. Like we won 4 out
It
of
was
6.
a good week. We're not disagreeing with you.
Brian was. Brian says he doesn't give a shit about it.
I don't know. I can't speak for Brian.
He just said he backs that statement up too.
I'm just messing with you half the time I say stuff like that.
Dude,
I was excited to see them win the game yesterday. It was a great win.
That is not true. That's just not true.
Like yesterday, you said after the Bader double, I said, what did I say? Like, wow, that was awesome, or like, wow, that was sick.
Yeah, that was.
And
sick.
you were like, oh, I'm the only one that's hype. And then
I mean, no, you were. You said it. I was the only one that said, "Let's go." Like, it's like half the time something good happens, I say, "Let's go," and someone's like, and then someone else is like, "Wow, that happened!" Like, "Wow, how shocking!" Something like,
well,
like,
it is shocking half the
man.
time.
Like, come on, man, just be happy that we won the game, that we win, that something good happens.
I just think even
don't say that a series in June doesn't matter because it freaking does, especially with Judge. We take all the wins we could get right now.
I just think there's different types of fans, and I think you fall into a different category than other types of fans. That's just the way that I look at it. Whether you think that you're a realist or whether you think you're an optimist, I just think there's different categories. I think there's different levels.
Sure, but
and it's fine. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong.
There's some wrong. There's wrong.
There's wrong in being like Christian. That's wrong. Like for those that are listening,
I think it's
wrong
saying ball game after 1 run scored in the first. I think
that's a joke though. That's been a
joke.
It's really not. I'm not even talking about just you guys. That's all over Twitter. Like people say that. Like the Yankee fan Earl said yesterday that he said that we're playing the Rangers, and he said that
do a podcast with the Yankee fan Earl. Then
someone said that they hope the Rangers win the pennant this year. That's
wild. That's wild. I
think that's a joke too, and I think that's funny.
I didn't even see that, but that's wild. I don't know.
That's so funny. Come on.
Like you get mad when Stanko texts like "Let's lose."
I didn't get mad at that.
Yeah,
I said it yesterday. I said it yesterday.
I think you're a little sensitive. That's all it is.
Bruh, that's not true.
It is true.
Like I know when you guys, Brian, yesterday you were not joking. You were not joking about that game when you were saying that it doesn't matter. You're not joking.
It was a great win. That's what I'm saying.
Look, there's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. At the end of the day, we're all rooting for this team. That's why we have this podcast, right? We love this team. We've grown up with them. We just want to see them, like me and Brian, like we just want to see them win, and we're tired of them losing.
We all want to see them win. So be happy when they win.
Danny, and you should be able to back this up because I know Chase. I at least hope will. I used to be like you. It was like last year. I was saying the same shit you were, but I just saw them get swept by the Astros, and I think that's what's been in my head this whole season. Is like,
dude, before the year started, if you remember back to before the season even started, you guys were like, I think it was you, Dan. You were like the Yankees are winning the World Series this year, like blah blah blah. And then Brian,
I thought last year I'd put a bet on it. This was the first year that I didn't put a bet on it. I didn't think they were good enough. I still don't.
I didn't put a bet on it either.
And then Brian was like, yeah, like they're gonna win the World Series. And then like me, Stanko, and like my brother were like, they're not winning this year. And then you guys removed us from the group chat.
Yeah, I did too. I was a part of that too because I agreed with Danny. I wanted to be all positive, like this could be the year.
Being overly
and I'm not anymore because they proved me wrong.
Is wrong. Is being a wrong fan. Being overly like you just root for them. Like we should say as a fan. It doesn't matter if we're a fan of the Pittsburgh goddamn Pirates. Say, we're winning the World Series this year. Let's go. Let's play baseball. Let's go win baseball. Be excited when we win. Like that's a fan. That's a fan. It's not like you guys watch the game. A lot of fans
of course
watch the game looking to lose. Like looking for anything.
Well, that's not true.
Pick your part, Christian.
No, like that's not true. That's not true.
Lose, not wanting to lose.
You aren't here right now, and the listeners don't even know who they are.
No, but even sometimes you guys don't say like when something good happens, you guys don't say it. You wait for something negative to happen to say something. Even like you guys do that too.
Well, because
we talk about Gleyber soon too.
Well, because Danny, like someone hitting a single or like a leadoff double and not scoring, like
it's bad.
What do you want to say? Like, what do you want us to say?
That's bad. Yes, you don't have to make everything positive, obviously. Like what?
But like that's
they do have to get better with a runner on second. They do.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's getting really bad. But look, like at the end of the day, like there's different types of fans. I think we all are a little bit different from each other. And I think we can all agree on that. Like, well, like the three of us are three different types of fans. So, At the end of the day, like we're all rooting for them. Like you know that, Danny. Like I know, like you know that we're not rooting for them to lose.
Obviously, you're not rooting for them to lose
So then why say it?
You just said that.
because it seems like it. A lot of the times, it seems like it.
Well, we know the truth. We all want
It's not
them
even
to
like you're
win.
rooting for them. It's like not even that you're rooting for them to lose, but you're not even really rooting for them to win. Like it's like
That's not true. That's not
Yeah.
true.
it is.
Do I think they'll win the World Series? No. No. I don't.
Root for
Unless
them
they get
to win,
judged
though.
back. Unless if they get judged back and make
They
the
will
right
get judged back.
acquisitions. But anyways, I also want to clear up though at the beginning of the episode when I said sell. I got to clear that up. I was saying too, if the Yankees know that they're not getting judged back, because you know they know what's going on, and they just lie to the media, they lie to the fans. If they know they're not getting judged back, why not sell Severino and Bader, those two guys who are going to walk?
Completely agree.
Severino's gonna walk. Like he's not. I don't think he's coming back.
He hates the Yankees.
But what return do you think we're gonna get for him? That's
Anything
Better than
anything.
nothing.
No, it's not better than nothing. Like if he could help us win this year, like we go try to win this year. Like we're gonna get these mid-level prospects back.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm saying
Chase is saying without Judge. You think the Yankees could win the World
No.
Series this year without Aaron Judge?
No, obviously
right.
not.
I'm saying if they absolutely know that Judge is not coming back, which I'm sure they have a pretty solid idea of whether or not he's going to come back. If they know that he's not coming back, they should sell. Then like, what's the point? Sell those guys. Don't sell the team. Sell those guys.
Would you want them to trade Gleyber at that point?
Maybe. I think everything's on the table at that point.
I would.
I think
It's
it's time. And you guys know, like I'm the biggest. I've been advocating for Gleyber on this podcast since for as long as I can remember. And like, at some point, like it's time to switch things up, change up the roster, because what we've been throwing out there for the last 6 years doesn't work. It doesn't.
Sevi isn't going to get us a guy that's going to help us win in the
It's
future.
a stepping
even.
stone. It's a stepping stone in the right
Not really.
direction of change. They need change.
When you say,
I
I understand
think-
what you're saying about Judge, but I do think they believe Judge will be back. Like I think they do think that.
Then why
But
did
I'm
they say
saying
that?
if they don't. I'm saying if they don't. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I guess that's a different conversation.
That's what I'm saying. So you were taking what I was saying out of context.
But like, I think they should go try to win, no matter what. I think you should try to win because
Well,
selling doesn't work.
Of course. But
Selling
I'm just
doesn't
saying.
work, dude. Selling doesn't work. For the majority of the time, if you're getting the prospects, you fucking lost the trade. For the majority, you lost the goddamn trade. Doesn't matter who it is. You lost the trade if you're getting the prospects back.
Then you may as well just say that all prospects don't pan out. Then
Most of them don't. A lot of
then
them
who are
don't.
the guys in the
Yankees have
majors? Who are those
Every
guys? Those
trade
are
the
guys.
Yankees have made and given away prospects, those guys have ended up better than the player. So
For what?
the Gallo one, the Benintendi one,
Gallo was a bitch.
Montas,
Yeah, no, they're obviously
all of them.
outliers, but for the most part,
Yep, every Yankee trade's an outlier. Okay.
if you're selling, it ain't gonna work. Well, dude, I mean Frankie Montas. Look at Ken Waldichuk and Medina. They both have over 6 ERAs right now. They're not.
Well, you know the thing about them that's better than Montas? They're fucking playing. They're pitching.
Yeah, well, I'd rather them not be playing than have a 7 ERA.
Anyways, that's just what I wanted to say. I wanted to clear that up. But Danny, you said you wanted to talk about what? What was it? You said you wanted to talk about
Gleyber Torres, this fucking guy, dude. Brian, now we could agree on something.
I want him
Oh my
gone.
lord! Every game with this guy, he's making a bonehead play in the field and on the bases. What the hell is going on, bro? Is he just stupid or?
I think that's what it is. I think he's just not all there mentally. He's one of the lowest baseball IQ players I've ever seen on a big league field. It's getting to be a serious problem. And I hate to say it, he is one of our best players right now.
One of our best
But
hitters.
He's
That's not
just
saying much.
he's just lost out there. He's a losing player. I said this to you guys. There are winners, there are losers. I think the Yankees organization and a lot of their guys are filled with like losing guys. Gleyber Torres is a losing guy. He's not a winning guy.
Yeah, I mean, and this is like Gleyber Torres. It gets a lot of Cano comparisons, but I think I talked about last week that I hate that because he's not even close to the player Cano was.
Yeah.
Gleyber Torres, yes, we say he's our best hitter on the team, like one of the best hitters on the team right now. Mind you, that isn't saying much. Gleyber Torres does not hit well enough to make these bonehead mistakes. Chase, I think you were doing the Twitter, and I kind of saw a tweet you made, and I kind of like didn't like it. I've been waiting for the podcast to bring it up. But it was like Gleyber Torres hit a home run or something, and you tweeted out, Gleyber Torres continues to prove the haters wrong. I disagree. I think he's proving all the haters right.
Well,
Everybody
that was
knows that. Everybody
that,
knows that he.
that was weeks ago. That was weeks
It was
ago.
like it was like a week and a half ago. But I forgot to mention it last week. But like, I think even if he's a solid hitter, I think he's still proving the haters right. Like everybody knows that he could go out there and be a solid hitter. That's what he was last year. Everybody knows that he could be a fine, solid, decent hitter. But what the haters are saying, he's a lazy prick that can't run the bases. He can't fit like that. And that's what he's showing. So I think he's proven a lot of the haters right. And I was never one of those haters for Gleyber. I never wanted to be one of those haters, but he's forced my hand. Now I'm becoming one of those haters of Gleyber because we can't have that. It feels like every game with this guy that he's making a mistake like that, a boneheaded mistake, running the bases. He's running when the ball is caught. Like it just
lazy errors.
The lazy errors. It can't happen. Like I said last week, Chase, sign me. Like the Yankees should give me a 1-day contract, and I'll teach Gleyber Torres how to turn a double play without looking like a lazy piece of
It's
shit.
crazy
that
how
throws
bad
the ball
he is
into
at that.
Chase's window, as he says.
I don't understand how he could be a big league second baseman and can't turn a double play. It's insane.
He's so flat-footed, and he just flicks it, and it goes 5 rows deep. It has to change, and he doesn't hit well enough. Us saying he's one of the Yankees' best hitters doesn't mean he's a good hitter, doesn't mean he's a great hitter. He does not hit well enough to be making those mistakes in the field on the bases. And Chase, I know you're a Gleyber Torres optimist. What do you think about that? Like he doesn't hit. I don't think.
No, I agree with you guys. I think what he's been doing out there in the field has been unacceptable. But like I look at his hitting, and I think he's a talented player at the plate, and like he's someone that they need. Like this current roster is someone that they need.
And even his numbers aren't that great this year, hitting wise. Like they're not.
I'm looking honestly
top 3 hitter on this roster. So like, what does that say?
That's Danny's point, though, and I agree with him too. Just because the whole roster sucks doesn't mean he's great because he's better than them.
So then, what are they supposed to do then? What do you want?
His last 30, he's hitting 237, 293.
So what do you want them to do?
Pretty bad.
I don't know. This is more a call out for Gleyber Torres. I don't think we could trade Gleyber Torres either because we need him at the plate. Even though, like, I don't even think he's not even that good of a, like, he's a solid hitter. I'll give him solid. But also, he's a solid hitter.
This stems to what we were talking about last week, Danny, with accountability. Because, like you were saying yesterday, after that base running mistake, he should have been benched. He wasn't benched. Like, send a message, but they don't do that. So, like, if they're not gonna send repercussions, if they're not gonna send warnings to these guys, why would they change things up? Why would they
sit down or something? You need to sit down with him, like, dude. Get it together.
It's a huge issue, and I don't understand why we're so afraid to do it because they want the players to love Boone. They want them to be their best friends. I remember a couple years ago, Acuna didn't run. Snicker benched him. Like that sends a message. Wander Franco just got benched for being like a problem in the clubhouse, and he came back and hit a home run in his like first at bat. Kevin Cash isn't afraid to do it to their best player. Snicker's not afraid to do it to one of the best players in baseball. But we're afraid to do something about it with Gleyber Torres, who's done fucking nothing to earn the entitlement that he has.
I think it's an organizational thing. I think it's just an organizational problem, and I think
not everybody's that lazy. Like, what do you mean? Like his laziness?
No, I'm saying
no. He's just saying there's no accountability in the whole organization. He's right.
I'm saying because Gleyber isn't held accountable, he's just gonna keep doing it. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. So, like maybe if he is held accountable, things can change. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yes, it's on Gleyber, but it's also there's other things that factor into it that I feel like aren't talked about enough.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
I agree. And also, Josh Donaldson. Yesterday.
The bringer of farts.
Really good at MLB The Show, but in real baseball. So you guys see yesterday like an hour before the game, he went into Boone's office.
Right.
Or a couple hours before the game, and everybody thought, oh, this is it. DFA'd. Come out. Boone said, this is very confusing to me. Boone said he's going to play a lot. And we remember the quotes from last week that Cashman said he's going to get a lot of run to get back to what he is. He was benched this whole Texas series. He didn't start in any of these games. So you're saying you want to give him run and play him. You're saying he's going to play a lot, and then you bench him for a whole series? I don't understand what they're doing. I don't know why they're being so confusing. I guess they always are, but like, why so much confusion? If you're saying you're gonna play him, just goddamn play him. Like, we don't want him to play, but play him if you say you're gonna play him. If you honestly think that he has something left and he needs to just play a little bit to get it there, which he doesn't have anything left, then play him and let's see. Because if we keep benching him, then they're gonna say July 29th, when the trade deadline is approaching, they're going to say, well, yeah, Donaldson hasn't gotten enough consistent at bats, so we don't want to get rid of him yet. We don't want to move on, when that's the time you should move on, around the trade deadline. But if he's not getting consistent at bats, that's your excuse now. Like, give him a consistent at bats, let him show you that he doesn't have anything left, because he doesn't, and then move on. All right?
They don't know what they're doing, Danny.
It doesn't make sense, dude. It doesn't make sense.
This is the team that you think can win a World Series. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, I didn't say that.
They
I'm
don't
going
know
to
what
root for
they're
them to win a
doing.
World Series.
Of course, as we are too, but they don't know what they're doing, dude. They don't. Donaldson, I saw a video of him on TikTok of him in the cages. I think it was yesterday or like whenever it was. Donaldson was in the cages, just like hitting off of a tee, like like in between games or whatever. Like him trying to figure out his swing. Like dude, like I get it. Like he has to do that, but like, what are the Yankees doing? Like he's done. Like he's literally cooked. He's done.
Done.
Why can't we give Peraza a chance? We've been begging for this. Absolutely begging. I saw someone tweet this the other day. Don't know who it was. We never know who it is. Have to start logging it down. But dude, like Oswald Peraza, they trusted him more in an ALCS situation, starting at shortstop in the ALCS than regular random June games, May games to find his footing. What's really going on here? There's something underlying. It's almost like they have like a handshake deal, like Boone and Donaldson, or like Cashman and Donaldson. Like he's got to play, he's got to be on the roster until a certain date. It maybe there's something contractually. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, and Peraza has been dealing with a little injury down in the minors, so but it's not like they were going to call him up anyway. They weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
I think they might be trying to trade him, boost his value, try to trade him, but I can't keep running Donaldson out there. As much as I wanted Donaldson to succeed this year, it ain't going to happen. So let's move on.
Speaking of moving on, got a big stretch coming up. Real big stretch coming up against the Cardinals. And well, the Athletics first and then the Cardinals. Obviously you like the Athletics had some recent success, but you want to take care of them. Of course, because you have to. Hopefully take care of them. Then we got the Cardinals, who also suck. Got to take care of them. Just had a decent series. Like I saw their offense came alive. I only watched the Sunday London game, but their offense came alive on Sunday. But nonetheless, every series at this point, like you said, Danny, a little earlier, like every game is a big game now. Got to take care of business and just hold your weight until hopefully Judge can come back and you can be a wild card team. Hopefully,
6 games on the road in a row. A's, Cardinals. What are our record predictions?
We have to win 5 of them. I'm not going to predict, but we have to win 5 of them.
I'm going to say they go 4-2.
4-2. I wouldn't be mad at that either. I wouldn't be mad at 4-2, but I think we should, like we always say,
let me ask you this. Would you be mad if the 4-2 was they win the first, like they lose one of those series, like those 2 losses are like the last 2 Cardinal games?
Like you sweep one.
I'm going to say yes. That would be bad.
I don't want to lose the series.
I want to say yes, that would be bad because after that they have a series against the O's. You don't want to go into a series against the O's cold.
Oh yeah, I think it's not just that they got to go 4-2; they got to go 4-2 to win both of those series.
Yeah, I think they got to sweep one of them and win the other. So I think 5 wins. I think they have to go 5 wins because then that Baltimore series, they're looking at the return of Rodon too. So let's take care of the teams we're supposed to take care of. We got a reinforcement back there when we're back home for the Baltimore series. Then let's go into the All-Star break riding a high. We got Baltimore. Maybe let's split that series, that 4-game set. Then let's win the series against the Cubs. Let's go to the All-Star break. There's 4 series left before the All-Star break. So I just hit 5 wins. Let's get, what's 5 + 2? 7. And then 7 + 2 is 9. Let's win 9 games before the All-Star break now. And that means losing 1, 2, 3, 4 games. 9-4. Let's go 9-4 before the All-Star break, huh?
Could you imagine how crazy Yankee world would go if Rodon comes back against the Orioles and then Hicks takes him deep? Could you imagine how crazy that would be? There would be people going wild on Twitter over that. I have to say that would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. But yeah, big stretch. Got to keep the boat from sinking. That's all it is. yeah, that's all I got for today. Unless you guys, as always, have anything else that you want to bring
Happy
up.
birthday to the captain, Derek Jeter.
Today's his birthday. Didn't know that.
Birth.
Danny, anything you want to talk about?
Let's win some baseball games. How about it? Let's beat the teams we're supposed to beat. Beat up on the bad boys.
Thank you all for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Spreading the News. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at official STN Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And yeah, this has been Chase.
Ryan.
Danny, go Yanks.
See you next week.